Columbus's voyages to the Americas in the late 15th and early 16th centuries opened a new chapter in world history, one filled with wonder, conquest, and profound moral dilemmas. The encounter between Europeans and the native inhabitants of the Americas, whom Columbus mistakenly called Indians, raised questions that continue to resonate today, questions about identity, faith, and the very nature of humanity. One such question debated in the courts and churches of Europe concerned the origins of the native people. Were they descendants of Adam and Eve, as Christian theology taught, or were they somehow outside the traditional biblical narrative? The arrival of captive Indians in Spain brought this theological debate into sharp focus. The Catholic Church, grappling with its role in the rapidly expanding Spanish Empire, faced a critical decision. How should these newly discovered people be treated? Were they potential converts to Christianity, deserving of protection and instruction? Or were they somehow less than human, ripe for exploitation and subjugation? The answer to this question had profound consequences for the fate of Native Americans. Amidst this uncertainty, a compelling theory emerged, one that sought to reconcile the existence of Native Americans with the established biblical narrative. This theory posited that the Indians were in fact descendants of the 10 lost tribes of Israel. According to the Hebrew Bible, these tribes had been exiled from their homeland centuries earlier, and their fate remained a mystery. Now, some believed the mystery had been solved. The Indians, with their unfamiliar customs and languages, were seen as the long-lost descendants of Israel. The theory of the lost tribes resonated deeply with Europeans eager to find a place for Native Americans within their existing worldview. It provided a sense of order and familiarity in a world turned upside down by the discovery of the Americas. Moreover, it had profound theological implications. If the Indians were descendants of Israel, they were God's chosen people, albeit a branch that had strayed from the true faith. This view, embraced by some, suggested a responsibility to convert and civilize these lost sheep, to bring them back into the fold of Christianity. The theory of the lost tribes found a surprising advocate in William Apess, a Pequot Indian and ordained Methodist minister. Born in the late 18th century, Apess lived during a time of immense change and upheaval for Native Americans. The American Revolution, while promising liberty and equality for some, had brought further displacement and dispossession to Native American tribes. Apess, a keen observer of the hypocrisy and injustice faced by his people, recognized the power of the lost tribes theory to challenge the prevailing narrative of Native American inferiority. Apess's stance on the lost tribes theory, however, was not one of straightforward acceptance. He recognized the irony inherent in using a European theory, based on a European book, to assert the humanity and dignity of Native Americans. In his writings and speeches, he skillfully deployed the lost tribes theory to expose the contradictions at the heart of American society. If Native Americans were indeed descendants of Israel, he argued, then where was the justice, the compassion, the brotherly love that should have been extended to them? Apess's embrace of the lost tribes theory was, in many ways, a tactical maneuver. By claiming kinship with the ancient Israelites, he sought to undermine the deeply ingrained prejudice that Native Americans faced. He argued that if Americans truly believed in the Bible, they could not deny the humanity of Native Americans. The lost tribes theory became a powerful tool to challenge the racism and discrimination that permeated American society. Apess's writings and speeches, infused with biblical language and imagery, resonated with both Native American and white audiences. He challenged the popular image of Native Americans as savage heathens, arguing instead that they were a people of faith and tradition, unjustly stripped of their land and heritage. His powerful words, often delivered in churches and public squares, sparked debate and forced Americans to confront the uncomfortable truths about their treatment of Native Americans.